Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Gamer.lk's Clans League of Legends League, GCLL, if you would, what we usually call it, Season 4. Yeah. So we'll be having semi-final game number 2 today. So I'll be your caster, Azman, and joining me once again is going to be none other than Shera. Shera, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing great today, feeling super pumped right now. And what about yourself?
Yeah, same myself as well. I think it's going to go. It's going to be an interesting game. Yeah, we actually saw Langa Generators. It's not even gamers, it's generators. So we saw them. Yeah, they actually dropped off from the upper bracket yesterday, so they're playing in the low bracket finals, which is also known as the other semis. So they'll be going up against Team Mystics. It'll be interesting to see what kind of performance they can give us today, whether they can climb their way back up to the top and get another chance to go up against LGN, or whether they will fall short and whether Mystics will, take their chance at going up against LGN packs.
That's right, we'll definitely have to see. And LLG is going to be on the blue side this time, while Team Mystics is going to be on the red side. So they are going to be getting that first pick in. So let's see if they can utilize that to their advantage or not.
Yeah, definitely. So, but before we get into any of that, we have to give a huge shout out to our sponsors. So we have Freeme, our digital banking partners. It's basically an online debit card. It's for easy online transactions. It's basically a debit card in your phone. So like we said, nobody really forgets their phones nowadays at all. So having it at all times and having that capability of using cash on the go just through your phone is super convenient. So definitely check it out for sure. And then, have you ever eaten from Pereira & Sons?
Oh, I definitely have, yes.
Yeah, so obviously I don't think there isn't that many people who haven't eaten from Pereira & Sons, especially in Sri Lanka. So there'll be our food sponsors for this tournament, and with that we have our MSI, the laptop partners, with their amazing brands of gaming laptops, which are great for all gamers, along with the gaming peripherals as well.
Definitely, yeah.
So with that, just talking about yesterday's game, coming back to yesterday's game, I think LGN packs played really, the early game seemed quite close. So the early game was quite close, and it seemed, a bit...
it seemed almost hopeful for LLG also at the first team fight which just occurred. So, but I mean, I think LGN definitely did have the better pick potential, and they had much heavier CC, and LLG their team composition was a huge question mark, especially with that Garen. We saw a transitioning from the early to the mid game. He wasn't doing much. He was just on the side, and he didn't know where he fit into the team comp, so he fell off in the late game.
Yeah, and then he had that one TP play which got cancelled by Shen by his taunt. But I think the main reason for that game, I feel like LLG actually had a really decent chance of winning it. It was just the fact that Varus wasn't really, sorry, not Varus, it was actually
the
Vayne. Sorry, I was looking at Varus just outside, because of that I was thinking of him for some reason. But the Vayne, if we had positioned a little bit better and gotten off most of the DPS, I think it would have been a much different game. But every single engagement other than that first one where they targeted Ramos, after that just jumping onto the I forgot his name again.
Jungler, mid lane.
No, the ADC. The
ADC, Kai'Sa.
No, we were just talking about the ADC. Vayne, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how am I forgetting all this? So after jumping the Vayne and bursting it down, so this is why you should never look at heroes before you come into cast the game. But anyway, the Vayne got jumped up in almost every single game, and we saw the Orianna just disappear to the Ahri every single time. So there wasn't really much of the damage or that CC that they had coming through. So it'll be interesting to see how they shine through today, whether they can, they've grouped together, thought about what they want to do today.
And they definitely can come up with a team comp, which has a sort of plan, at least if not for the enemy team, at least for themselves, and they know what they really want to play, then there definitely is a chance that they can overcome this game.
Yeah, and I think so far from the game that we saw yesterday, I felt like there wasn't that much jungle involvement. But I think seeing more jungle rotations, more action, more pressure being put, I think that's something I would like to see in this game. But with that, we do have the draft ready. So we have LLG on the blue side, like you said, with Team Mystics on the red side. So looks like the first ban is there. So Shera, take it away.
So it's going to be a Yorick ban for the side of LLG. They are going to be banning that first. And Team Mystics is looking to ban right now. We will see a Volibear coming in right there. So pretty hot picks at the moment. The Yorick, I think it's a respect ban right there.
Yeah, probably.
So it definitely is. And Malzahar going over... that's a ban going over to the side of LLG.
Malzahar is actually quite interesting, especially with all his little
he's actually
minions
pretty OP in the meta right now too. So is part of the reason why he's super OP. And we see the Amumu coming in for the side of Team Mystics. Amumu being a classic right there for the Sri Lankans. So,
there's some really quick bans actually coming through.
Yeah, we see the Nocturne, and then we see, what is the champion? What is he?
With these new splash arts, it's actually so difficult to see what these champions are, and they have the skin as well.
Yeah.
I can't
see
see.
what that champion.
I actually can't. I don't know who the champion. Okay, we'll just leave it for now.
So we see the Nocturne coming in, and the first pick is going to be for the side of LLG. They are going to be securing the ADC, and it's going to be a Caitlyn, and Team Mystics comes up with the Vayne pick. First pick, and we're waiting on their second pick. Let's see how they pick. I mean, But
anyway, before they actually get into their second pick, so both these ADCs, I'm pretty sure you've already tried out. So who do you think is better of the two?
Oh, definitely Caitlyn. If you really know how to play the Caitlyn versus Vayne matchup, Caitlyn really has the upper hand because of her range, and Vayne doesn't. She's one of those ADCs who has the shortest range in the game.
All right.
So going up against a Caitlyn,
Vayne, Orianna.
And a Vayne and Orianna. So
far, interesting picks.
What we're seeing right now is that we saw actually LLG picking those picks the last game. Actually yesterday.
Yeah. So I think maybe just LLG probably picked up those because Orianna was in their favor, even including the Vayne as well. So that was the kind of the draft that they were running. Anyway, till then I think interesting bans. Volibear just one of those OP characters that you don't want to deal with. So just someone who can always cheese you at level 1 as well. So he has that potential as well. Nocturne just too annoying to kind of deal with, just because he can be wherever he wants, whenever he wants. He just has that ability to do it. So which is very annoying, and you don't really want to deal with it. And then I think we saw, I think it was Malzahar. Malzahar, obviously, one of the very highly picked mid players right now, mid picks right now. I've seen him being picked quite often, especially in the Sri Lankan scene as well. And he's just one of those annoying champions to kind of deal with, because if you don't have anything to kind of deal with his little minions and all these.
And especially his ultimate, like once you get snared, it's like that's it. Unless you get like a Quicksilver Sash or something like that in order to try and counter his ultimate.
No, and anyway, being forced into like a Quicksilver Slash, like especially if you aren't a hero that kind of builds into it, and then having to maybe like get into, someone will have to obviously in turn, instead of going for the QSS, they'll want to go in for something like the Zhonyas, or something that will help them survive, maybe magic resistance, something like that. So Malzahar creates a decent amount of problems, and he requires to be dealt with. That's the thing, So with that, we saw the other side. I think it was a Volibear ban. Then we saw, I think it was an Amumu ban. So Amumu was just one of the classic Sri Lankan picks that you don't really want to see. Everyone really, I don't know why everyone loves Amumu so much.
I mean, I think it's just super easy to play, and also if you can get that ultimate in, it's super useful, especially for those team fights.
Yeah, definitely.
Fortune, Amumu, Malphite, they're just classic Sri Lankan picks right there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think Morgana's is a very every pick.
So if you talk about the Caitlyn versus the Vayne matchup.
So anyway, this is the full draft that we've actually seen. So it looks like they picked up a Galio, Tristana, Jarvan, Shen, and a Xerath. So very interesting picks coming out from Team Mystics, I believe.
Yes.
And then we have Kai'Sa, Diana, Lulu, Wukong, and Trundle. Wait, what?
Alright, that's going to be a Trundle top lane. Wukong is going to be in the jungle, and we see a Lulu, which is going to be support, Kai'Sa on ADC, and Diana on that mid lane right now.
So it seems like anyway, we'll be getting to the game. It's actually quite interesting. So it's big.
I'm seeing a lot of things on the side of LLG. So it's definitely something which we will have to see as the game goes on further. But as we can see the Jarvan being picked up for the side of Team Mystics, but the bright side of it is that there is a Kai'Sa, and the Kai'Sa can get away from the Jarvan ultimate this time, so it's safe for the ADC. And in terms of, it's going to be a Tristana versus a Kai'Sa in the bot lane, and as for support, it's gonna have to be a
Xerath? No, it's Galio. It's Galio. It's Galio. I think it's Galio.
Yes, it is actually Galio. Okay, I have not seen a Galio support in a very long time, and it's not meta at the moment. So this is one of the surprise picks which are just coming in right now. So it's gonna be very interesting right now.
Yeah, definitely. And even Wukong, I don't see him too much. I feel like the for a very long time the hero has been a little bit inadequate, and he hasn't really gotten those buffs to kind of really do too much. But in this game, it seems like he's someone that.
We see the Tristana, and they're just waiting in the bush right now. Galio's trying to get that taunt, but Wukong is coming for a level 2 gank, and they just get cheese right there. They were not expecting the Wukong to come down bot for a level 2 gank.
Oh, he's going in.
Yeah, that's crazy right there. Galio just gets obliterated. His health just goes completely down. They weren't expecting that Wukong to come in for a level 2 gank.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they were expecting, they're like, okay, jungle.
We see the Jarvan right now in the mid lane trying to knock off that Diana, but he fails and just goes back into the top side jungle and continues doing what he does best.
Some really nice early game action actually, so it's really interesting when you see something like this, and once again you can see the Shen just going in.
Yeah.
So this time looks like they've gone for Trundle instead of the Garen, which is I think really nice for them.
Actually a better
because
pick,
so I think he'll have more interaction in that matchup with the Shen rather than the Garen would. So that's something interesting to see. But so far, Galio having to burn through a lot of his heals right there because he wants to stay in lane. He doesn't want to lose up on too much EXP, and going back to base is not really the. I mean, depends if you had the time maybe, but then most of this time, I mean, right now the lane is kind of pushing, so he had a decent amount of time to kind of go back to base if he wanted to. But with that, right now they're doing quite well. Even you can see the Trundle just giving a lot of respect to the Shen. He's not like overcommitting. I feel like he has PTSD from yesterday's game.
I mean,
he gets a taunt off bot lane.
Yeah, we get a taunt off right there from the Tristana. Maybe the Tristana, if she commits, then definitely. But doesn't commit, just goes back. And I think the Kai'Sa had to burn the heal for that also. So that's a good advantage going to the side of Team Mystic right there.
Yeah, definitely. And then but they did lose the ignite at least, so that kill potential is kind of lost. And
we see the Jarvan coming into the mid side right now, and he is just trying to get this Diana right now, but they don't seem to be having any luck right now. Diana still has a flash up also, so she's in a very good spot right now. I think their plans are, now we see Wukong and Jarvan just going at each other right there in the river, and Wukong's caught off guard, and he just gets away by using that clone right there. They're just chasing super hard, and Jarvan gets a nice combo right there, and Xerath gets first blood right there.
Really good play coming up from Jarvan there, I think, just to follow up, and even having the locator, the trinket there, just to be able to locate exactly where the Wukong was moving into, following it, and then getting a nice stun up, knock up right there, and then just setting up the kill nicely for the Xerath.
And also the Xerath just reacted well over there, coming pretty fast in and securing that kill over there.
Yeah, definitely. So far bot lane, so once again going into a replay here, you can see the nice chase and then just getting the first blood. Huge chunk of burst damage, and now the Xerath is actually sitting so comfortably. And the Diana, I'm not sure why she's still hanging around. I think just going back, and she doesn't really lose too much if she goes right now, but I think she waits until
She's also got a teleport in her, so she can always afford to go back and maybe teleport back into lane. And but Diana, she definitely becomes viable once she hits 6, because pre-6 she's not that great, so definitely gonna have to wait until 6 until she can make those really crucial plays.
Yeah, definitely, but I feel like if the Xerath gets under control, he can just literally burst everyone with all that AP.
Especially with that ultimate, it's super annoying to deal with.
Yeah, definitely, and just having to juke everything, and constantly being afraid of what's coming next from the Xerath, and he has so much set up for himself, so even that. Galio and so far Tristana is doing a decent job. I think just taking a look at the CS, Tristana's at 41 into Kai'Sa's 32. So she's doing quite well even after that. Galio actually going in once again with the taunt. They're focusing down the Kai'Sa. They get a decent amount of damage done, but that's going to be it looks like.
In terms of the top lane, we see the Trundle going back right now. They're pretty even in CS also, and hopefully we'll see a teleport coming in by the Trundle as soon as he buys his items. But Shen is in lane, and we see the Jarvan coming in bot lane right now. They're committing heavily, and they get the Lulu right there. We see Wukong going into the mid lane right now, trying to get that Xerath, and he blows his flash for it.
I think he had to kind of use his flash there, because if he doesn't use it, he's going to go down for sure 100%. So really good rotation coming in from the monkeying as well. So that's something that's super annoying about monkeying, because you can always avoid most of the detection and just kind of get under the player's nose right there without them really realizing. Because these are good players, they're not ones.
We see another engagement coming in by the Galio, and Alright, now they're caught up in a jiffy right now. Shen is trying to ult the Tristana right now, and Shen actually gets his ultimate cancelled by the Trundle, which is crazy again. And so far nothing happens. Everyone just backs off and they just call it a day right there.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate, but at least the Tristana doesn't have to blow her flash and she's able to get out.
Coming in right there.
Goes in, gets the Lulu. Lulu is also there to support him, but then he just doesn't have the mana to kind of...
There's too much range apart from the Tristana and the Diana. And we see Xerath right now getting the mid-tier plates, which is also good for him. Unfortunately, he couldn't get any plates in there. But that Jarvan gank at the bot lane was actually pretty good. It was pretty solid. It was
the Wukong gank.
The Jarvan gank when he
try
and get the Lulu. So it was a very good positioning, you know, how he came in and how he secured that kill. Overall, a very good kill going over to the side of Team Mystic.
Yeah, so far even looking at the goal lead, just about 1k perfectly in terms of how much has gone the way of Team Mystics, but they're still not too far behind. They can always come back in terms of LLG, you know, how they're doing. It just comes down to how they execute the team fights and whether they can get those shutdowns. Because right now Team Mystics have been quite aggressive actually, so from the way they've been moving, and you know Xerath also has been moving quite well and he's been putting a lot of pressure, really good side steps and everything coming out. Oh, the movement forward.
Diana just steps forward right now, uses her second proc on her ultimate, and she's just committing to this. Xerath has no flash, and Diana...
She flashed in one place.
She flashed in one direction right there. That was a complete failure right there. That was not supposed to happen. The Diana was supposed to step forward and secure that kill, but unfortunately mistakes happen and she just flashed in the same point, which is quite unfortunate. Right?
That is actually so unfortunate. I think it was just maybe a camera issue, probably, you know, just not being able to move it forward.
Maybe the mouse clicker, he was pointing at the same spot.
I mean, that was just unfortunate because he executed his the kill so well actually, and the Xerath did not expect him to be that aggressive, and he couldn't really react
I mean, that's what happens when Diana reaches level 6. You really have to respect that ultimate. You know, she could just come in, dash in, and she could suck you in with her, you know, ability. So it's very important that you respect the Diana after 6.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel really bad for him because I feel like he should have gotten that kill for sure. Because if he had flash and gotten 2 more right clicks, because Xerath definitely 100% we knew that he didn't have his flash at all.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, in the top lane, seems like Trundle, even after getting a decent amount of items, is still getting bullied out by the Shen. And meanwhile, they have gotten the Mountain Dragon.
On the side of Team Mystics, they get the first dragon, and it's a Mountain Drake, which is going for in the side of Team Mystics right there.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to help. But right now, I feel like suddenly, you know, this Xerath's confidence in, you know, especially after getting first blood and coming back into the lane, bullying the Diana. But now he's just like, okay, I got to step back and just kind of chill, you know. And the Jarvan has been a little bit quiet. I think he's been running around a bit too much. So I feel like he's a little bit under level. I think he's still level 6. So he just got his ultimate. So if he wants to set up a play, he can. But I feel like he's just been running around a bit too much. So he needs to focus on his item progressions as well. So right now, not really too much. It's about a Caulfield's hammer and the jungle tool so far. So nothing really too much to work out with. And with that, Galio actually moving in.
And we are seeing Jarvan actually moving towards the bot side right now, and Lulu flashes, but they still secure the kill. And Tristana gets another kill right there. We see the Jarvan coming in right now, going in hot right now. And Shen is his ultimate, using his ultimate on the Jarvan. They are just committing on this kill heavily, and they get both kills on the bot lane in favor of Team Mystic right there.
And some really nice golden time by the Galio there for using that stopwatch. Just chilling, you know, making sure the tower doesn't kill him. So really
that
great
was a
play.
super aggressive play. They just completely committed to that, like 100%. They didn't like think of anything, you know, behind. They just come. And we see the Wukong coming in right now, using his stealth and just trying to get that Tristana away from that tower right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think, you know, the Wukong was quite silent as well. I mean, he was trying his best to try and get a few early game rotations. He died once for it, but he's kept up pace quite well. But it seems like Team Mystics is just kind of much better coordinated right now. So because of that reason, I feel like Team Mystics is really putting a lot of pressure on LLG right now, and they can't
especially on the side of their bot lane, because that's what's getting abused right now. Jarvan just keeps continually coming, and they've also got the Shen ultimate to help them, you know, support with that gang. So a lot of advantages going to the side of Team Mystic's bot lane right now.
Yeah, I think one thing that I've always, I think we mentioned in the last game also regarding LLG's most of their gameplay is that they're not playing the vision game. They keep like, you know, getting all their visions, you know, devorded, and then they don't really have anything to see these rotations coming in.
We can also see that there's a vision ward on the side of, you know, Team Mystics, and there Whoa, what's going to happen right now? We see Wukong coming in right now with a beautiful ultimate, and Kaisa is just trying to shred everyone in, and she gets a double kill and also securing that Tristana's bounty of 300 gold right there. So well played, going out to the side of LLG right there.
Yeah, just a little bit of over-aggression there coming in from Team Mystics. There isn't any reason
Maybe a
for
bit
them
of
to...
too much overconfidence right there, just jumping in and just expecting that they would be able to kill. But the Wukong comes in, secures a brilliant gank, and they are right now trying to get those bottom tier plates.
So we'll be getting into a quick replay. So we'll be seeing the the execution here once again.
Yep, we see the
jumping in. Nice ulti coming out from the Lulu as well. And here's that beautiful ultimate coming in from the Wukong's command, and then just finishing up the kills.
Yeah.
So with that, they're just working on these bottom plates right now, trying to get a decent amount of goals. You can see all three of them just getting in that, getting in a little bit of cash in the pockets right there. But Kaisa is going to be super happy with that, getting the more at least one of those kills, especially the one with the bounty.
We see the Herald being placed over at the mid side, and we see Shen also rotating over there, and they're just trying to get this mid tower right now. They're completely, two of them are pushing. We see Trundle moving towards the mid side, so he doesn't want to let this mid tower go, but we will see what will happen sooner or later. We see the Shen moving towards the top side. He's trying to push those.
No, but look at the Diana. She's getting poked out so hard by the Xerath right now. But the Xerath has no mana. So because of that, he's gonna have to back off, and they're gonna be able to bring down the Herald. But at least they do get a nice chunk of change off that.
In terms of the goal difference, we see 13 minutes in, only 1k goal difference, so it's not super much. It's always winnable for LLG. Before it was about 2,000-3,000 goal difference, but now they've, they're coming back right now, so we'll see what will happen. Diana's going super aggressive, trying to use her R, but we see all 4 members of this on the side of Team Mystic just destroying her right there. She had no vision whatsoever, and you're right, you're talking about the vision game. It is actually quite lacking on the side of LLG right now.
So I think that's what's kind of just, they are kind of forced to kind of make all these plays that they don't really want to, and with that, they've already lost that bot T1 tower, it looks like. So that you can see the rotation coming in from both the Galio as well as the Tristana. I think the tower is still there. It says
the tower is still there.
Yeah, the tower is definitely still
there.
And
we also see the first tower being taken by Team Mystics on the mid lane, so we'll play going out to them.
No, it's like I don't think there's anything wrong with LLG's gameplay in terms of how skilled they are in terms of each of the individual players. It's just that the vision game is not
very
that
crucial,
great.
Yeah.
So they're not like, other than look at him. You take a look at Team Mystics. They pick up the trinkets. They're just moving around, trying to deward as much as possible. Always make plays depending on the vision that they have. And even when they got ganked by the Wukong, they actually had vision of that. But you can see, Kaisa is dewarding, the Lulu is dewarding, and with that, they're getting a free Drake as well.
And that's actually going for the side of the blue team, LLG, and they've secured that Infernal Drake. And we see Diana going in right now super hard on the Xerath and secures that kill. So well played going out to the side of LLG. They secured the Infernal, and also they secured a kill on that Xerath right there.
So this might be the comeback that they kind of needed.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, top lane, Trundle has just been kind of chilling.
And the Galio is also there. They are not afraid to go in. They're just going in super hard. We see the Tristana coming in right now. Diana's just trying to jump in onto the Tristana, but the Galio comes in with his ultimate. There's 3 members over there, and they're just gonna back up. They're not gonna do anything fancy right now. At the top lane, we see Trundle versus Shen going at each other, but top lanes doing top lanes. They're just gonna be mashing around, not doing much, just doing their thing.
Yeah, it's like I poke you, you poke me.
Yes.
And then we both get back and start CSing. Yeah, it doesn't really. But anyway, the bot lane fight, the Xerath did kind of just get blown up there by the Diana as well as the Monkey King.
Yeah.
But sorry, the Wukong. I don't know why I keep calling him Monkey King, because he's in a lot of games.
He's in
a lot of games.
He's actually the Monkey King.
Yeah, he's actually the Monkey King. But because he's there in a lot of games, to be honest. So Wukong, Sun Wukong.
Yeah.
But anyway, Wukong, getting caught out by the Jarvan there. I keep calling him Jarvan.
Yeah.
So getting caught out by the Jarvan there. They do manage to get him at least, but with that,
we see the Xerath using his ultimate right, and they are committing on this. And we see the Diana using her teleport in the back, and she's by herself right now. So it's very dangerous what she's trying to do. And they are probably going to be able to get that kill, but they are not going to be able to. Galio is just going to flash away from there, and the rest of the team is there to back up the Diana. So no kills going over to either side whatsoever. And the Wukong is coming in using his stealth and using that beautiful ultimate And Shen is going to be ulting that Zerat right now. We will see what will happen. And the Shen gets his ultimate cancel for the second time. Jarvan comes in right now with a beautiful Cataclysm, gets the Wukong. And that's just about it. Actually, alright, I really got to talk about the Shen ultimate, what's been happening right now. Second time I see it being cancelled. So it's kind of a real bummer. I'm really questioning all these Shen ultimates throughout the entire series, even yesterday's, right?
Yeah.
So, very much questioning these.
I mean, just like sometimes, you know, when you're talking in your team and you're like, okay, come, and that's the call. And then you're just immediately you just click on the minimap and you're like, okay, I'm coming to whoever I've clicked on, and you don't even know who you're coming to, and then the moment you go, you're like, okay. But you know, nobody checks their position before they do that, because if there's a really good player, he won't cancel it immediately. He'll like literally hit you for the duration and then cancel it in the last moment, and then next thing you know, you're half HP, and there's a like a Trinidad just beating into you, and then like, you know, you're not ready to kind of deal with it at that point. You don't have your swords ready, you don't have the taunt ready, you just kind of have to react to that situation. So you know, there's so much pressure that they can actually put on you if you make a mistake like that. But luckily for the Shen, it's just that every single time that he uses it, the Trinidad almost cancels it almost immediately, and then he immediately gets right back after that.
Oh, we see the Tristana actually trying to burst the Diana down, but I don't think that will be enough. There's Wukong is going to be coming in with the stealth, but couldn't get anything over there. But we see close to 18 minutes into the game, 5 kills going over to the side of LLG, while 7 kills going over to the side of Team Mystic, and they are about 3.5 gold difference right now, and Team Mystic's definitely got 3 towers under their belt, which is also great. And LLG's
we might actually try to in a bit of trouble here.
Well, they're just trying to that flash right there was questionable, but I think he actually did get away.
No, he's
They're trying to chase, but
even the Galio ult is there. Like
everybody's just like grouped up right now.
They threw everything in the kitchen sink at that Trundle. Like, and other thing I want to talk about is that Tristana hits so hard. She's already picked up that Infinity Edge. She's going into her next quick item as well. And now Zerat using his ultimate as well, just trying to burst down the Lulu, it looks like. But with that, I think he got it cancelled. Flash
coming. The Wukong coming in right now, and the Wukong just kills the Tristana, gets that shutdown goal. Beautiful 500 gold going over to the side of the Wukong. He gets also the second shutdown on that Jarvan, so that Wukong is looking pretty tasty right now.
I mean, they didn't have anything to deal with it, because like I said, they used everything on the Trundle, and because of that, you know, the Jarvan used his ulti, we saw Galio using his ult, and then we saw the rotation coming in from Tristana, and for some reason Tristana was just chilling at half HP, and the Shen was just chilling in the top lane like all top laners do. You know, they're like, guys, I just want to hit creeps in my lane. You know? Now they're just making the rotation, but that was actually that
right now, and the Wukong just jumping in right there, killing that Tristana.
Mid-air too.
Yeah.
And then immediately getting second kill on the Jarvan as well. So
that's a good amount of shutdown going on to the side of Wukong.
Yeah, the Wukong is going to enjoy that quite a bit, I think. And I think that might become an issue for Team Mystics, but so far they're still holding on to a 3k lead. Maybe if they lose one more fight like that, they might be a little bit of trouble.
We see them actually getting the second Infernal. They really need to secure it and not give it to the side of LLG, because if they get that second Infernal, then it's going to be a 14, I think it's a 14 or 16% ability power win ratio. We see the Jarvan jumping into this Lulu and getting caught up right there. No vision again.
Oh, Tristana going in on the...
And we see the Wukong right now just stepping in right there, using his ultimate, using the stealth. Diana just popping in right there. We see the Shen ultimate coming in there too. And the Diana is just... they're all dead.
Yeah, dude, that was a lot of damage, because the Jarvan actually captured both of them in his ultimate with the ult that he used, and then Zerat just started unlaying the ult into that, and he had no reason to adjust his aim whatsoever. Just keep on using it in that one spot where Jarvan had everyone locked down. The Kai'Sa got bursted down, but before that they actually did lose the Tristana. So you know, that's the thing about ADCs, right? You can't really misplace yourself, or if you position yourself badly, it always happens. So you can see here we saw the Tristana jumping in immediately. You can see the Wukong going in and bursting, and you can see damage.
That's an amazing ultimate right there, just right there in the middle. Everyone's just attacking all the players on the side of LLG.
Yeah, and with the Zerat ult, and with the amount of AP damage that he can dish out, especially with the Luden's Echo that he has picked up, it's going to do a lot of damage, and that's not something you always want to ignore for sure.
And with that, has been paused for the first time actually. I mean, there's not a lot of times when the games have been paused, which is actually amazing, but I mean, it's the first time.
Yeah, definitely. So with that, let's just take a look. I mean, the Trundle hasn't really done too much.
Yeah.
He has 2 long swords. He has picked up 1 item.
And he's got no kills, he's got no assists, he's just got a death. And Shen's sitting on 5 assists, so that's always awesome. And we see the Wukong versus Jarvan. Jarvan's actually got a pretty good bounty on his head also. So, and in terms of Diana and Xerath, we see Xerath also having a 150 gold bounty over there. In terms of CS, everything is equal except for the ADCs, where Tristana has got about a 30 CS advantage right there.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Tristana is doing a really good job. It's just that, you know, like the Vayne in the last game, just needs to watch his positioning, or her positioning. Tristana, I believe, is a girl.
I think one of the things which the Kai'Sa really needs to keep in mind is that the Jarvan is gonna ult you if he finds you.
Yeah, for sure.
So you gotta really understand that, and you gotta keep your distance, knowing that. If Jarvan uses his ultimate, then okay, he has a chance to go for it and maybe use her auto attacks. But keeping in mind that the Jarvan is gonna try and ult you is very crucial.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's something you always have to play, and you kind of learn through experience. So Tristana right now playing it very safe. Vision game so far for Team Mystics is pretty nice, but LLG so far they've improved a little bit. They've been putting down their wards, they've been buying it, and with that looks like the Trundle is just trying to make a run for it. There sees Galio just run up to him and just like hi, and then just run back. The Xerath has been having a decent game.
We see the Wukong coming in again, using his stealth and just cleaning up that Xerath. He's actually looking pretty strong, and he's a threat to be dealt with right now. But Jarvan is trying to chase down that Wukong. Let's see if he can get him. Nope.
Caster's curse that was there. I was like, you know, the Xerath is having a decent game, and immediately the Wukong just runs in from behind and just kind of beats him to a pulp.
But we are seeing something very interesting right now. They are trying to start the Baron at 22 minutes, and nobody's noticing it. They've also got a mountain under their side, so that's always helpful towards them. They don't notice anything what's happening right now. They have no vision, and they are going to be getting a free Baron right there. That's crazy.
That's a heads up play. That's a heads up play,
That's
and you know.
That's I mean, it was quick and it was decisive. They just thought, okay, we're gonna go for these guys, no questions asked, and they just go for it, and they got the Baron.
Yeah, once again, you know, just as a testament to LLG's warding game, just not having the information to know exactly. So even if you had the ward in this like mid lane brush towards the side of Baron, you can always see them rotating in. But most of them actually just came in through there, and then if you had that vision, you can say, okay, these guys might make a Baron play. And then maybe at least you can get the Trundle to go and check, because he has a decent amount of movement speed, and he can always.
It was also very bold because the Xerath also died, and they were just like, okay, it's a perfect opportunity, let's just take it. Even when the Xerath was dead, they took that opportunity, and it really paid out.
Yeah, definitely. And with that, we have our Baron power play on right now.
Yep.
So it's currently going 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So let's see how Team Mystics are going to utilize their sneaky Baron pickup. But with that, you can see, I think the Wukong is having a decent game. I think especially after those kills he's managed to pick up. He's actually picked up a Youmuu's Ghost Blade, so he's going into a decent amount of lethality this he wants to get on top of this Tristana and the Xerath, and just kind of try to one shot them with that lethality build. But we have to wait and see. He saw Jarvan knows what's up.
Yeah.
Flagged him as well. Kai'Sa comes in.
Around. Yep. We see on the side of the blue side, I mean, they've got all their
Xerath
tier 2 towers. Yeah, Xerath is trying to ult right now, and they're just trying to seize this bottom tier 2 tower right now, and hopefully we see something. Oh, we see the Wukong coming in, trying to use his stealth right there, and the Jarvan tries to ultimate, and the Galio tries to ult on top of the Jarvan, but fails, and the Wukong just flashes away from there immediately. Trundle has to flash away from there too. And that's 2 flashes burned right there for the side of LLG.
But I think it favors Mystics. I mean, they used a decent amount of ults, but there wasn't really too much that LLG could do. Oh, the Shen actually going in.
Shen is actually just going in super hard, and we see beautiful Wukong ult right there, and they will be able to clean up the Tristana also, and they're just going in. Wow, okay, they are going to be getting a lot of kills right now. Kai'Sa is just going through right now, pushing super hard. They've gotten 3 members on the side of Team Mystic, and 2 members just down for the side of LLG. That was a beautiful ultimate from the Wukong right there.
Yeah, that was a huge fight. I think if we can get, I think we'll be getting the replay for that very soon. But 4-man knockup right there with the Wukong ultimate. But with that, oh my lord!
Inferno.
So here we go once again the jump in and
that ultimate right there.
That is so satisfying. Sure, he dies, but you know your Kai'Sa gets a double kill, your Diana gets a kill. I think it's completely worth. What a play by the Wukong right there. That was like some sick plays.
Definitely amazing play right there. And we also saw the second Infernal going towards the side of Team Mystic, so that's going to be pretty huge for these guys. They're sitting on 2 Infernals and 1 Mountain, so it's definitely... They're definitely going to be a lot stronger when it comes to team fighting.
Yeah, I mean, the damage Tristana is going to output if she can find some sort of like a defensive positioning or, you know, find the right...
Her positioning hasn't been great, honestly, but and that's partly because of the Wukong, who's been jumping in towards the Tristana and just, instantly cleaning.
Yeah. So actually, you know, this is like moving in as well. I think, you know, most of the movements that have been made with Team Mystics has been very aggressive. So, you know, they've been like, they tried to make that happen. Like, you know, at that moment in time, I felt like LLG needed to go back into the base. Like, if they go back to the base, maybe recuperate, because that was their mentality at that point. But, you know, the Shen initiated that fight, running into all 5 of these heroes, and then, you know, okay, these guys are committing right here. So everyone kind of got into their positions. The Wukong managed to get into that stealth mode. And then when everyone actually committed, he got that 4-man spin, which was really great, and, you know, kind of mitigated a decent amount of the damage, but actually brought in way more benefits for the side of LLG rather than Mystics. And, you know, the whole game so far, I felt like Mystics have been controlling the game, but I feel like the way they're going right now towards the mid game, into the late game, and the decisions that they're making, it feels like they're trying to throw the ball back into LLG's ballpark, you know?
Yeah, that Shen, what he did was a really aggressive play right there. They didn't even respect the tower. The tower is still standing also, and they just wanted to tower dive because they thought, you know, they had Baron and they thought that they could try and pick someone off, but it didn't work out in their favor. Wukong actually came in with a pretty amazing stealth and he just ulted 4 people and knocked all 4 people up, and it really played off for the side of LLG.
Yeah, and I think feel like the Kai'Sa has been having decent positioning this game over the Tristana. Tristana has always just kind of been like this very aggressive, moving forward, you know, jumping forward kind of. But with that, anyway, we'll be getting back into the game.
Yep.
So enough about the analytics. We can get back into it, you know, later towards the end of the game. But with that, you know, the action is what we want. So looks like they're just going in. Team Mystics, you know, just doing a really great job. I love the way they're just working around and just putting down vision in the areas that they're playing.
Yeah, and the thing about Team Mystics is that they really do prioritize those aggressive wards. They place it as much as possible on the side of LLG. So that's definitely paying out for them at the moment.
Yeah, definitely, and with that, you know, Mystic so far in terms of gold league, it's about 4K, 4.3K actually. So slowly, you know, Mystics has been. I felt like their lead should have been much bigger, especially given the early game that they had. But I felt like a little bit of few of those.
We see the Wukong coming in right now and just trying to get there. Tristana again. This is what is happening right now. This is their game plan. They're just going in super hard, and they pick up 2 kills. The Galio and the Tristana going down. This Wukong, I swear, is making some super plays right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think they're making.
He knows what he's doing right now. This Nissal, the Wukong player, definitely knows what he's doing right now. Trying to pick up that AD carry and playing out really well for the side of LLG. And the Wukong is trying to go in on the Shen. I don't know what he's trying to do right there. Shen is super tanky, and he should definitely be respecting that Shen. And these guys are trying to make plays in the mid lane. What is happening right now? We see the Jarvan ultimate, but Jarvan actually went down. And the Trundle is trying to chase his Shen down, but Shen just gets away from there. And we see the Lulu, she's super low right now. Should be definitely careful for that Shen who's going to be coming from around. And Shen is trying to ult onto maybe the Tristana or the
Tristana.
Yes. So he's trying to get away from there, and he managed to do so.
Yeah, the Wukong just, I think, trying to create a little bit of distraction, but just kind of underestimating the Shen's damage coming out and how tanky he is.
Yeah.
But, you know, the Shen actually managed to beat down the monkey here, the
Definitely.
Wukong, which is a huge deal.
I think the Wukong's main and initial, what he should be focusing on is definitely taking care of those carries. Nothing else. No
nothing
Shen,
else.
nothing. if he can try and prioritize the carries, then these guys have a very good chance to move forward in this game.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like, they've kind of found some life in the games during, most of this, and the monkeying. The Wukong has actually been kind of the glue factor right there.
Yeah.
Just being even together, the plays that he's been making is really good, and finally Shen getting his first kill on the board after 7 assists, so that's something that's really nice. But with that, I feel like LLG is doing a really good job of putting a pressure on the team.
Yeah,
the Tristana,
and also in terms of the kills, it's 16 and 16, so they're pretty even right now.
Yeah, definitely, and I think that, like, again, once again, the Tristana just putting herself, like, sure, you can't see the monkeying, I mean the Wukong coming, but then even then, like, you need to watch what you want to do, knowing that there is someone with stealth.
Definitely,
you need to kind of avoid the shrubberies, because those are the kind of plays that he's going to be making for his team, and immediately losing the Galio as well as the Tristana is not a great sign, and then getting almost the dove in the mid lane as well.
At least make sure you warded one side and you're sticking to that side as opposed to the opposing side. But what happened there was both sides didn't have any vision, so definitely the Wukong prioritized that and took off that Tristana.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Tristana has been doing a fairly good job. I mean, it's not that she hasn't been. She's been doing a really good job. She got those items, but she has never gotten an opportunity to use it so far, because in the sense that she keeps getting bursted by the Wukong command, the Wukong, and because of that, it's they always find it really difficult. And right now that it's grouped up in the mid lane, they're trying to. I feel like the Xerath and the Galio are on bodyguard duty. That's what I feel like. But even then, I feel like the Galio's Thorn just takes too long for him to do, like, anything. Like the Wukong just like that, with the amount of lethality that he has. So taking a look at Wukong's items, he has that Youmuu's Ghost Blade. He had a
Blade.
So he has the Dust Blade, and so he has the Youmuu's as well as the Dust Blade. So that's a decent amount of lethality. Few more items he can pick up, but he might want to build in for a little bit of survivability.
We see the Shen coming in with a beautiful taunt right there. 2 people, and Galio is just trying to ult. And what is happening right now? We see the Diana getting the Jarvan right there, and it is a 1-for-1. The Wukong dies also, and they're just trying to go into the fight right now. Shen uses his taunt. Galio is trying to go in. Tristana is doing a lot of good work in the backline, doing her thing, and
the Galio actually goes down to the Kai'Sa.
The Galio actually goes down, and also Shen is super low towards the backside.
Yeah, the Yorick just gets out with no HP whatsoever, and he's managed to kind of just run away all the way back.
Tristana's looking pretty healthy though. She's trying to go in.
Oh, what a flash! What a flash!
Okay, Tristana just trying to get those resets and trying to clean everything down, and that's 4 people gone down for the side of LLG.
And this is going to be a lot of damage onto this.
Yes, they will definitely be able to try and get the inhibitor from this.
Why is the Tristana backing up?
The Wukong is actually back, so I think they have to respect the Wukong and just go back over there. But I think the Tristana played it methodically. She took her time. Honestly, she didn't rush in as well. She took her time and she played that out pretty well.
Yeah, definitely she baited them. Like all 3 of them turned in on to go onto the Tristana, and she flashed immediately.
Yeah. We see the ultimate coming in by the Wukong. Jarvan is trying to jump in right now. Xerath with the ultimate, and Wukong is just stuck in that Cataclysm by himself, and they're trying to stop this Baron right now.
Big mistake from the Wukong there.
Yeah.
I think everything was going LLG's way, and then Team Miss 6 with that one misplay that they just had. Team LLG with that one misplay that they had. Team Miss 6 is kind of taking it, but that kind of mistake was actually baited by the Tristana. Once again, the Tristana just kind of doing a really good job of just baiting all 3 of them, turn on them, immediately flashing back. I think the reaction speed was amazing. Then turning around and getting that kill, and then chasing, getting those resets, and that's where Tristana shines. And for once, this is what I mean. If he watches his positioning, that time the Wukong actually jumped. I think the Jarvan or the Shen, so it was like super tanky. They didn't do they couldn't burst or one shot them. So the Tristana was free to kind of just deal all the damage that she wanted. And with that, they pick up the Baron, and we have the Baron power play heading on, and now with another 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the top right corner of our screen.
That's right. And Team Mystics is going to be trying and taking this Ocean Drake too. This is going to be the 4th objective, the 4th dragon, which is going over to the side of Team Mystic, and they are looking pretty healthy right now with 2 Infernos on their side, 1 Ocean and 1 Mountain, and the Shen is just in the mid lane. He doesn't care. He's by himself. He's just flaunting, and he's super tanky, so he can definitely deal with himself right there. Jarvan is trying to get some vision over on the side of LLG. He sees the Wukong, but he's super tanky, so he has nothing to worry about right there.
He needs to be careful.
And just steps back, respects the Diana. He sees everyone over there, and Shen is just trying to push down this mid lane, trying to put pressure, and it's going to be a one person in the mid lane, 4 people at the bot lane, and Shen is going to get caught right now, but he just taunts away, just slides away like nothing happened.
Yeah, Shen is doing his job.
The Trundle actually going in solo on the Tristana. I don't know what he was trying to do over there. And the Wukong just trying to use his ultimate, but he gets bursted down. Tristana is just getting those resets and goes straight forward towards the Kai'Sa, and Kai'Sa just kills him. And the Galio was there to clean up the whole mess right there.
I think this is game over. This looks like game over to me, especially with all the buffs that they have right there. And once again, the Shen just doing a really good job because he forced 3 heroes, 3 champions to jump onto him. And with that, they gave the go for the bot lane to kind of just beat everyone in. And then, in a panic, we saw LLG just going one by one, and that should be the game. I mean, they still have 1 minute left on their Baron power play, but really heads up play by Team Mystics to close it up. GG is called, and that is going to be LLG out of the tournament. Team Mystics moving forward to face LGN in the grand finals of the Challenger League. So that is the winners of that. The 2 teams will anyway graduate, go into the Pro League. But anyway, before we talk about any of that, we'll be heading into a very, very short commercial break. And once we get back, we'll have a post-match analysis of the game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Gamer.lk Clans League of Legends League, also known as GCLL Season 4. And with that, we just concluded the game between Team Mystics and Team LLG. So, what do you think went wrong for LLG in this game, Shera?
I think Vision. Vision played a major role as to why they even got caught. Even when the time Mystic got that second Baron.
Or the first Baron even.
Even the first Baron, yes. Vision played a huge role. The Wukong got caught in that second Baron, and it really did cost them. They honestly had like a sliver of hope for that Wukong just coming in and killing that Tristana, assassinating her. But unfortunately, the Vision game was too strong for the side of Team Mystics. They were on point. They were aggressively warding towards the side of LLG. So honestly, they really did deserve that.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like, the Wukong kind of played his heart out and he was making the right decisions, but then that one decision to go bot and trying to kind of contest the Shen was a bit difficult because, Mystics, they seem to run this very tanky kind of composition with the Shen as well as the Jarvan, with the Galio support as well. And it worked really well for them. Galio actually, they put a decent amount of pressure on the bot lane as well with the Tristana, and they were playing quite aggressively. And the synergy that they had, if the Galio was one spot, he could always ult to the Shen, or the Shen could come to the Galio, or anyone else for that point. There was really good ways for Team Mystics to kind of connect to each other and then put way more pressure onto the map. But I felt like LLG had a really good chance, but they just kind of took their leg off the accelerator at the wrong time and gave away too many objectives as well, because they didn't really contest anything. I don't think there was a single objective that was contested throughout this whole game.
I think because one Infernal was taken, but it was just because I think in the side of Team Mystic, maybe 2 people were dead, so they could have just gone back and gotten that Infernal for free right there.
Yeah, also true because LLG got the initial, the first fire drake, I think. Yeah, it was the first fire drake. And then, we saw I think it was Mountain Drake go towards the side of Team Mystics and the next fire drake going towards the side of Team Mystics as well. But, all of those weren't actually contested. Even the third, when the third fire drake came, even that wasn't contested because they never had vision in that area. And, Mystics kept a really good job of...
And also because everyone was dead.
Yeah, everyone was really, pretty much dead. But even then, they still had really good... with all of that on the side of Mystics, they were still doing a really good job in all these team fights. Kaisa was doing work, the Monkey King, the Wukong was doing really good work, the Diana was, looking for her proper targets as well. But, once you get locked down after using all your flashes and everything, and Jarvan is just on top of you, and then you have a Zerat just using his ult to do all that damage onto you with all the AP that he has, it's not easy at all. And if you can't get on top of those targets, there's really nothing much that they could do. So really unfortunate games, but congratulations to Team Mystics for moving forward, and they'll be facing off Team LG and PAX in a best of 3.
Super exciting, yes.
Yeah, so that's definitely going to be a super exciting game. But with that, I think before we wrap things up, Shira, we're just going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors.
Definitely.
So we have Freeme, our digital online banking partners. Obviously, if you haven't gotten the application yet, you should definitely get it because it's an online debit card that is very convenient to use, and you get a lot of cashback offers with it. And then we have Pereira & Sons, our food and beverage partners. And if anyone here who hasn't gone to Pereira & Sons, I think you're definitely missing out. Go grab an iced coffee and a few shower dates and just refresh yourself with Pereira & Sons. And then finally we have MSI, our gaming laptop partners, with some amazing gaming peripherals as well as laptops, not just here in Sri Lanka, globally as well. So with that, Shara, I think that's going to be it from us. Thank you so much for joining us today. So hopefully we'll be having more League of Legends actions for you coming out in the future. So you'll be seeing more of me and more of Shara for sure. And I think that is going to be some exciting times and exciting games, especially when the Pro League starts kicking off. So then we'll be seeing the highest.
Super excited for that,
So I mean, even right now we're seeing some high tier League of Legends gameplay, and then when we see the Pro League,
I really cannot wait for the finals. Excited to see what these guys will bring forward. The best of 3, actually, The finals, yes.
Yeah. So thank you so much to all of you watching at home. And with that, the finals will be streamed on our page. So when you can catch it, make sure that you don't miss it and catch it when you can. So with that, that is going to be it from me and Shira. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.
Bye.